happy Friday. It's the 4th of March today, and as it is Friday, it's my weighing day. So I'm coming on to talk about how I have got on this week on my weight loss journey. This week has been my first week of my new plan, so I'm going to sort of like reflect a little bit on how I've been getting on with that. I've obviously only been doing this since Monday, so I am by the end of today I will have been doing it for 5 days, so it's not a complete full week. However, I didn't want to miss a weigh-in. I wanted to sort of like explain how I was feeling and getting on and how it's going so far. So if you haven't watched last week's weigh-in video or any of the what I eat in a days from this week, just a very brief sort of like introduction. So I was following a weight loss plan that I'd kind of like somewhat made myself, and I came to the conclusion that it really wasn't working, that I really needed to, a change was needed. So I implemented that on Monday, and in a brief nutshell, I'm following a anti-inflammatory diet. It is still calorie controlled. I still somewhat count my macros with emphasis more on my carbohydrate sources, where they're coming from. I have a goal for my carbohydrates, and I also have a list of somewhat banned foods that I try and stay away from. That's not necessarily to lose weight, that's for my health reasons only. I'm not for a second saying that you shouldn't eat bread, that eating bread or eating this or eating that is going to prohibit you from losing weight. It's not, it just does with me. So this week then, I have really enjoyed this week. I've really enjoyed sort of like just this new plan in general. I just feel like it's really working. In terms of like the things I've been eating and sort of in contrast to what I would have had on an evening, the easiest way to describe it is when I'm hungry and I consider what I'm going to eat, if I haven't already like pre-planned it, I am just trying to think of sort of like lean protein sources, fruits and vegetables. So for instance, for breakfast and things, I'm sticking with my protein shakes, and I'm really enjoying that. It is literally such a stark contrast between days where I do have them and days where I don't have them. I noticed that I am a lot more hungrier. I'm a lot more sort of like tired. They just really work for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just that alone, or whether it's something that's like psychosomatic, that I've got into a routine of when I have them, I'm not as hungry and I feel more like full throughout the day, and I've got my energy. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm not changing the wheel with that because it's really working really well. So I'll have a protein shake for breakfast more often than not, and then alongside that I've been having things like some smoked salmon. So some of the like form of protein if I want it, if I'm sort of like craving the actual eating part, you know, like chewing food and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've been really enjoying having some smoked salmon in the morning. For lunches I have been having things like, I've absolutely been loving pepper this week. Oh my god, pepper is rocking my socks so much. Do you know what as well? I think it is true testament to your hunger, whether, you know, you can cut up a piece of carrot and pepper and really enjoy it and really feel like, oh my god, this is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten, or if you don't want it. Because I feel like when I personally give myself so many options and so many choices, the sort of like desire to eat can creep in rather than the actual hunger. So what I mean by that is, now that I've taken away the ability to have, you know, a slice of toast and some peanut butter and jam, or to have, I don't know, like a really tasty like dinner, like a really massive jacket potato with, you know, a load of tuna mayonnaise and whatnot, I feel like it's helping me understand my hunger pattern more, because I can fool myself so much that I am hungry when I'm not. I'm just really craving a piece of toast and a cup of tea. And now that I've kind of like somewhat taken that away, it's teaching me when I'm hungry and when I'm not hungry, because I'm not going to eat a pepper for the sake of eating a pepper. I'm going to eat it when I'm hungry, or I'm not going to bother to sort of like grate and cut up a carrot and have it with some hummus if I'm not hungry. Whereas I could sit and eat a bagel all day long. I can, you know, have burger and chips. Yeah, I'm down. Where do I sign? You know, even regardless of my hunger levels. So it's really helping in that aspect, because I am truly hungry, because I do want to have the pepper and I do want to have the vegetables, and I do like, oh my god, like when you're hungry, a piece of grilled fish or chicken with some Mediterranean vegetables is just sublime. It's like I have it, honestly. And this is another thing as well. I think when you're a foodie and you really love your food, when you're a grazer, you're not actually giving time for your appetite to grow. And I feel like when you are truly hungry is when flavors and food really come alive. It really actually tastes incredible. So if you're constantly snacking and you're constantly eating and you're not giving your appetite time to grow, I feel like you're actually denying yourself of how good food actually tastes. Because there's nothing like having a meal when you've gone and done a workout, or when your tummy's really rumbly and you eat some like really delicious fresh food. There's just nothing like it. Vegetables come alive. They are amazing. So that's been a really interesting sort of like journey this week, is to sort of like actually taste fresh food, and it's been really yummy. So yeah, I've been having sort of like things like savoury picky plates for lunch alongside a protein shake sometimes not. So I'll have like carrot and hummus with some olives or sun-dried tomatoes, and I'll cut up a pepper or things like that. Dinners, my god, I have been loving Mediterranean vegetables this week. Delish. So last night, no words. So we had a piece of grilled chicken, and I sort of like sliced the chicken open and put 30 grams, I think it was, of like a fresh mozzarella into the chicken. Covered that in foil with a few like sort of like sprinkles of Italian herbs. Put that in the oven, and then I cut up a courgette, a pepper, a red onion, a mixture of yellow and red tomatoes. What else was that? A load of spinach, and then I put some bacon lardons in there, and then put that in the oven for half an hour. And then when I took it out, I sprinkled some feta on it. Oh, guys, I can't tell you how delicious it was. And one of the reasons I do lower carb and not no carb is because, believe it or not, vegetables do have actually quite a lot of carbs. And there's no way I'm existing in a world where I can't eat veg. That's just not happening. But I'm eating the right kind of carbohydrates now for my body. Before, my carbohydrate macro was being used on things like breads and crackers and chips and whatever else. And now it's being used on vegetables. So that's I'm still getting, my body's still getting carbohydrates. I'm not like I'm not some like fanatic that's completely against carbs. I'm giving it the right carbohydrates for my body to work as best as it can. So that's been really good. Another change that I have introduced this week is I have bidded farewell to my fitness pal. It's been a lovely year with you, but it's just time to break up. There's a new guy on the block, and I have started using NutriCheck, and I thought I would just do it this week, see how I feel, and I'm absolutely 100% going to stick with it. The reason why I initially sort of like felt like I wanted to give it a go was because implementing any kind of change like that on a fresh start, I think gives you a little bit more of a boost. It adds a little bit more fire and just switches it up that little bit more. So I thought it would be good as a more sort of like physical change that I was doing day to day. Obviously the foods that I was eating had changed, but I think that was just another element. I have used Nutri-Check before in the past, many moons ago, for a very limited amount of time, but it's been that long since I used it. I'm like completely forgot. So yeah, decided to download the app on Monday, and I've been using it ever since, and I really love it. It is so much more user friendly. I feel like the foods are a lot more accurate on MyFitnessPal. A lot of the time, even if I'd scan the food, it would be completely inaccurate in terms of like the weight of what it was and the calories and things, and a lot of the time the macros weren't there either, which was a bit frustrating. So yeah, so it was working so much better. So what I will do is I'll put my week in calories on screen for you so that you can see how I've done in terms of tracking. I've obviously tracked every day from Monday. I have a calorie goal of 1,400 calories, and I know a couple of people are sometimes a little bit concerned about my calories being quite low. I am quite sure. I'm 5'1", and every single time that I do my TDEE or my BMR or anything like that, and sort of like input a deficit of calories, I always get between 1,200 and 1,400. It's usually around like the 1,340 odd mark. So I'm just going off the science, guys. Yeah, it does seem low, especially, you know, I've got a fair amount of friends who are on weight loss journeys, and in comparison with their goals, it is considerably lower, but they're a lot taller than me. They have different lifestyles, so what can I can't really say much else other than the fact that I do check it. And I've recently gone back and checked it, and it seems to be correct. So I don't know, that's just what it is. So yeah, my goal is 1,400, and I allow myself to eat up to that. I will never ever eat below 1,200. I won't let it ever drop below that. But I'm not so strict as to sort of like say every single day must be 1,400, because obviously hunger fluctuates a bit. And to be honest, I feel like if I was super hungry, especially now that I'm doing this new plan and I know that I'm eating the right things for my body and it is true hunger, if there was ever a time where I was really hungry and I'd hit that 1,400 mark, I wouldn't stop myself from going over it either. As long as I'm eating like vegetables or lean proteins, as long as I'm not going over with cake, then I think it's fine. But yeah, I'll pop it up on screen. So as you can see, on Monday I had 1,234 calories, Tuesday 1,313, Wednesday 1,351, Thursday 1,213, and today is not going to be any different. The weekends are 100,000,000% the hardest time for me. I feel like before I was getting to Friday and I was like, oh yeah, weigh-in, I've had my weigh-in now. So I can treat myself, which is so stupid. In my head right now, I'm trying to adapt sort of like the mantra that every day is weigh-in day, tomorrow is weigh-in day, and I think I might actually start weighing myself more often through the week to gauge the fluctuation, number one, but number two is to get into the idea that this weight loss journey needs and requires effort every single day. Just because I've weighed in this morning doesn't mean that I get a free pass and the food that I eat today and tomorrow are not going to reflect, you know. And so yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. So I'm super happy to see green ticks. I probably will update you on Sunday how the weekend has gone, and also show you Monday to Sunday's weekend calories. As of next week, I think I can set it to start on Friday, so you'll see it Friday to Sunday. I'll figure out. But yeah, I do want to get to the point where you will see a full week's view of my calories. Obviously, I've just started using NutriCheck. I didn't even track on the last weekend, so it's impossible to show you that. But yeah, calories are really good. Tracking's been absolutely stellar. I've tracked every single morsel of food I've eaten. And while I'm on the subject of eating, obviously I live with my partner Jim, who some of you have grown to love just as much as me. And I mean, I love Jim, I don't mean you love me. I hope that came across in an unnarcissistic way. And obviously my stepchildren spend a proportion of time with me as well. And as well as that, you know, I exist in a world where other people eat, and I go into the studio where into work where people are eating, and there's constantly influences around me as to eating, and it's my job to sort of like battle through that if it is any kind of struggle. So this week there has been times where, many times actually, where Jim has chosen to eat something different, and I had a bit of a chat with him last weekend about this subject, and I know that he's, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but he's really unhappy with his weight at the minute, and he really does want to do something about it. And as much as I want to as much as I really want to try and guide him and help him with it, which I will, it's ultimately his decision and his alone to decide not to have, you know, not to overeat, or to make a change in some way that will help him lose weight. So initially this week he did say that he wanted to eat exactly what I was eating and wanted to sort of like somewhat go on this journey with me, which I was obviously stoked for. It makes it a ton easier when the person that you're living with is doing the same thing as you. However, I think it was on Tuesday that he started to kind of like decide that he didn't really want to do exactly what I was doing, which is totally fine. I don't resent him in any way, and to be honest, it's actually making me stronger. It's actually making my willpower a lot stronger. So I suppose you can look at it from that perspective. So Jim decided, I think it was one night I was having chicken breast and salad, and he decided he actually wanted to have like chicken, chips, beans and bread. So I was like, right, okay, that's fine. He had that, I had my meal. He had some milk chocolate, and I had a couple of squares, 2 squares of dark chocolate. And then I suppose since then he's kind of just been doing his own thing, and there's been moments where, you know, I've got him his tea and he's wanted something different, and got him a Greggs or Amelia Greggs or whatever, and I have decided to stay on my plan, and it's been amazing actually, because there's not been one single part of me at any point that has wanted to cheat on myself, because that's ultimately what I'm doing. I'm not cheating you guys, I'm not cheating anybody else, I'm cheating me. It's me who I am lying to if I would have had, you know, something, if I'd deviated away from a plan. So yeah, that's really amazing. I think that's testament to how much I want this, because don't get me wrong, the person inside me that loves food and loves eating and is an emotional eater, and the binge eater that struggled for years with binging and purging, they're still there. I'm still healing that person. I'm still like trying to get through it. But this week I I've done so well this week, guys. I've done really, really well. There's been many opportunities where it's been difficult, but I have got through it. Actually, that's a lie. It's not, I haven't really found it difficult this week. I didn't find it difficult to say no to having anything from Greggs. I didn't feel difficult to say no when Jim asked me if I wanted some chips. I didn't find it difficult to eat the delicious foods that I had prepared for myself. I didn't find it difficult to do what I set out to do. And I'm certainly not finding it difficult today, sitting here saying that I've lost weight, because I've lost weight this week. And I have weighed in this week at 14 stone 11 pounds exactly. So for those of you who didn't see my weigh in last week, it was horrifying. I weighed in at 15 stone 0.4, and that was a gain of 6.4 pounds from the previous week. But I had really sort of like just kind of like fallen off the bandwagon, so to speak, just completely deviated away from tracking, from macros, from calories, from everything basically. It would just, I just knew that it wasn't working, and I just wasn't in the right headspace to change it. Whereas on Monday I was fully prepared. I kind of see it as like just flicking a switch in my consciousness and self, that it goes from one way of thinking to a completely different way of thinking. And the trick now is to keep that fire alive. Keep it alive. That's the trick. Don't let it stop burning, because once it diminishes and the flames go out and it's just, you know, charcoal on the ground, it's really difficult. You've got to start the whole process again. You've got to collect the wood, you've got to, you know, light the fire, then you've got, whereas, you know, it can die down a bit and you can add whatever onto it and it ignites again, and it can die down, and but you know, that's the trick. Don't let it go out. Do not let your fire die. Keep that fire roaring inside you. You've got to find your reason why. You've got to dig deep. You've got to really, really find what motivates you. Find what keeps that going. For me, I feel like it's how I feel in my body and seeing results from my hard work. That keeps it alive. And also being true to what I say. I hate saying something and then falling back on my words. I just really hate it. So staying true to what I say, staying accountable and staying committed definitely helps keep my fire alight. So down 3.4 pounds this week. Since Monday I've lost 3.4 pounds in weight, and if that is not a testament to how well this plan is going to work for me, I don't know what is. I feel fantastic. I feel really strong. I feel like my body feels lighter. I feel like it's working more efficiently. I'm absolutely loving the foods that I'm eating. I am absolutely loving it. So it's going really well. A huge tick. I'm very, very happy. It's definitely a contrast to where I was last week. I mean, even if I stepped on the scales today and I really wasn't expecting a loss. I wasn't expecting a loss because it's been, well, essentially it's been 4 days, Monday to Thursday. That's what I'm basically basing today on. I've lost £1 a day, more than £1 a day. That's insane. That's more than what I've lost in previous months all collectively together. So yeah, I mean, I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy with how it's going. The hard work starts now though. I think the first few days are really, really easy to have this motivation and have this drive and have this push, but the hard work really just starts now. It's Friday, it's weighing day. The weekends are, my camera stopped recording, which means I've been waffling on for a very long time. So I'll try and round this up. Yeah, the weekends are really tricky. The weekends are where I usually stumble up the most, just trip up the most. So I've got to work really hard this week. I'm definitely going to film something on Sunday just to let you know how I've done over the weekend. I might actually weigh in Saturday and Sunday morning and not really tell you, because I don't want to sort of like over egg weigh-ins and put so much emphasis on the scale, but just for myself, just to kind of get into a routine of remembering that my weight loss journey that I'm on requires constant effort. You know, it requires effort every single day, and I can give it effort every day. I just make it hard. Like, it isn't as hard as I have been making it. And I think that's what I'm just being really vulnerable and really honest with myself, and looking and reflecting and saying, you're the only person that's getting in the way of where you want to be is you. You know, nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is making you, you're not being force fed. Yes, I do have emotional eating disorders. Yes, I have been tackling other addictions alongside my food addiction. Yes, I have been recovering from a mental breakdown that I had, you know, 5 years ago, but now's the time to heal and to really allow myself to succeed and stop getting in my way and be strong and be stronger and continue to succeed. So I'm gonna somewhat wrap it up there. This next week is literally just a it's just going to be, I'm just gonna basically do what I've been doing this week. Oh, well, I've not really mentioned anything about workouts. I have been to the gym this week and I have been skating this week. Not as much as I would have liked. I definitely want to work out more, but I think for now I'm just putting the most importance on my nutrition and my tracking and just getting my head around this new plan. And I think once I'm sort of like more into it, I'll then start putting a workout plan together. But for now, I'm moving my body. I'm trying not to be lazy and stagnant. I'm getting myself out there. I'm taking as much opportunity to be active as possible, but I'm also not putting any pressure on myself if I don't want to go and work out. So that's where I'm at with working out. I do want to go to the gym this weekend. I might go skating tonight. Haven't fully decided yet, but yeah, like I said, it's somewhat on the back burner, but not so much so that I'm not being active, because I don't want to suddenly, because I was at a place where I was at the gym every single day, and I was working out every single day, and my fitness was so great, and I am going to be heading back out into the mountains soon, and I don't want it to be like a massive shock that my fitness has dropped. So yeah, hopefully this week I'll increase my workouts a little bit, but like I said, I'm not being too strict with workouts. So yeah, that's it. Huge thumbs up for this week from me. I've really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying it so far. Gotta really dig deep this weekend and make sure that I am staying true, keep reminding myself what I'm doing, keep enjoying the foods I'm eating, keep being happy and progressing towards my ultimate goal. So thank you so much for watching today's weighing video. If you have enjoyed it, please pop up your thumb. If you want to give me a bit of a pat on the back for this week, pop up your thumb. It really makes me smile when I see that you guys are enjoying my videos. If you haven't done so already, you can hit subscribe. I always send happy vibes to new subscribers, and it's always a good idea to hit that notification bell, because I don't have a regular upload schedule. So if you want to keep up to date on my journey and see how I'm doing sort of day to day, I might randomly decide to film a video, then hit the notification, hit the bell, and you will get a notification of when any new video goes live. But until next time, I really hope that you all have a fabulous weekend, and I hope that you stay happy, healthy and well. I love you all. Bye bye.